With both Egypt and Jordan being members of the Arab Liaison Committee on Syria, how might their collaboration efforts shape efforts to stabilize Syria whilst also addressing the broader regional tensions like those in Lebanon?
As I said, the focus will be primarily through the entire Arab Liaison Committee, which convened in Aqaba in Jordan a few days ago. And of course, today's summit is reaffirming the outcomes of this liaison meeting, which is supporting an orderly transition, political transition in Syria that is inclusive and democratic and open to diversity. This should be the main focus of the entire efforts in this regard, and this is the main priority proposed by the Arab countries, and as opposed to other countries that might not be as enthusiastic or focused on these key issues. So that will be the main priority, and the second priority is maintaining Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity in the face of continued Israeli aggression and expansion, as we see in the Golan Heights and in the buffer zone, and even in the countryside of Damascus and Daraa, with the Israeli expansion, as well as with the incessant airstrikes against the military infrastructure of Syria. So this is one other point that the Arab Liaison, in general, the Arab Liaison Committee, led by Egypt and Jordan and other countries, are focused on. And last but not least, of course, is in ensuring that Syria does not become a source of threat to its neighbors through exporting any form or breeding any form of extremism or terrorism. So these are the main three pillars that the Arab countries in general, represented in this Arab Liaison Committee, are focused on in making their policy vis-a-vis Syria.
Now, the leaders, of course, reiterated their rejection of attempts to displace Palestinians or eliminate the two-state solution. How does this joint position reinforce their role in advocating for Palestinian rights and the broader Middle East peace process?
President al-Sisi and King Abdullah of Jordan are reaffirming their two countries' long-standing stance and commitment to the Palestinian cause, in terms of stressing the necessity and the inapplicability of any other solution but the two-state solution as enshrined by international treaties such as the Oslo Accords and UN resolutions as well. And also they oppose collectively and jointly the displacement and the ethnic cleansing schemes that seek to cleanse the Palestinians out of their historical homeland in the West Bank and Gaza, in principle, of course, and also they oppose that this taking place on the expense of the national security and sovereignty of either Jordan or Egypt. So that's why they have been forming for the past year or more a united front against all of these Israeli schemes to force through a displacement scenario that might be their own version of the final solution against the Palestinian cause and the aspirations of the Palestinian people and their genuine right to self-determination. So that's why they are reaffirming and reiterating their long-standing stances on this subject, and they are signaling to the new U.S. administration led by President Donald Trump, the incoming president-elect of the United States. They're telling him that these are core principles that Egypt and Jordan are abiding by, and that they will not, under any circumstances, disown or relinquish these long-standing stances.
Now, the talks also highlighted the importance of security and stability in Lebanon. How might or how could Egypt and Jordan's unified approach influence the implementation of Resolution 1701 and support Lebanon during these very, very challenging times?
Both Egypt and Jordan are staunch supporters of Lebanese stability, and they are staunch supporters of Lebanese unity from within the inside, and the supremacy of the Lebanese state, and the necessity of limiting the possession of arms to the Lebanese armed forces and the regular security forces. And also they are committed to Lebanese territorial sovereignty, and they express complete solidarity and support to it against Israeli aggression, acts of aggression that seek to diminish the sovereignty of Lebanon. And of course, this brings us to Resolution 701, which, even though it does stipulate that Hezbollah has to move north of the Litani River, and that it should, and that the Lebanese army and the unified forces should oversee all the security arrangements in southern Lebanon on the border with Israel on the Blue Line. However, at the same time, it reaffirms Lebanese sovereignty and the necessity of Israel withdrawing from all occupied Lebanese territories. That not only does that include the territories that Israel has occupied since in the last war, which ended on the 27th or the 26th of November, but also Lebanese territories occupied by Israel since the 1980s, such as Shaba Farms, for example. So I think this is the position that Egypt and Jordan have adopted, in complete support of the Lebanese state and its territorial integrity and internal unity and stability, of course.